We're here at the Oles family farm, and we're going to show you a little bit about how seeds get started. I have right here the soil that we use. It's Vermont compost, and as you can see, it's very rich. It's got a lot of broken down organic matter. What we do to it is we add this stuff called perlite, which is a mineral, and what it does, if you see here the soil, it makes it so the water can run through a little easier, so it's not dense. It doesn't hold the water as much. We want the water to run through. There's no seeds like to sit in water. So mix it together. Now we can show you what we do when we have it all ready. All right, what we have here is one of our trays. We call this a 98 because it has 98 cells in it. Grow different things in different trays, but I can show you what we do. This is kale. So what we do is we fill the tray with the soil, and we have to fill the holes in it so there's a place for the seeds to go. So we have these things called dimplers, and we put it right on top and push it down. As you can see, there are little holes for the seeds, because if you put seeds right on top, they'll get washed away. So we need little holes so they have places to go. So these are what the kale seeds look like. You can see they're tiny little balls, and so you we put one in each cell. So then after that, we have what's called vermiculite. We put vermiculite on top once we have all the seeds in the tray. So over here we have our seeding table. These are what the trays look like once they have the vermiculite on them. And we just seeded these today. These are leeks, kept warm so the seeds are nice and warm they get everything they need. They get the sunlight, they get the warmth, they get the moisture. And I can now show you what some kale seeds, baby kale, looks like. So this is baby kale that we have growing, and we started this in mid-February, I think. They've been transplanted, so taken from the cells that was in before and put into these cells. So we take the whole plant and put it into a bigger cell so that the root has more room to grow, and they'll stay in here until they're ready to go out wherever they need to go out. These will probably go out into the high tunnel, so we can show you what a bigger kale plant looks like. This is actually adult kale that we planted in the fall. This is called red Russian. This is much bigger. It's grown through the winter. We'll harvest it from the outside. So pick the outside leaves like that and put them into bunches. And look how beautiful that is with all the colors. So they grow happily in here, and down here is drip tape. And the drip tape is how we water. So we turn the water on and it runs through these, and there's little holes in this little hose. It goes all along and waters it. So even though we don't get rain in here, it's still being watered. Okay, so you saw how we start the plants and where we put them in the winter time. And obviously it's still winter, so here are our fields where we plant in the spring and the summer. So you can see right now there's nothing here. You can see stumps of where kale used to be, and the deer came and they ate it all down. But this ground is all worked and compost is added, and then we come through on something called a transplanter. Okay, so over here is equipment is kept. So this piece of equipment is called a transplanter, and it is what we use to put our little seedlings out into the field. As you can see now, you can't really tell how this works, but usually we have seats right here, one on either side. And all our seedling trays that I showed you are put over here. And this is pulled by a tractor in the field. A wheel like this goes along, and what happens is each one of these spokes hits the ground and then fills with water. There are holes here, so they fill with water, and we put transplants right into those so they have their little bit of water so they're ready to start growing. So this is one of the coolers where we store vegetables and keep them cool in the summer and a little not cold in the winter. So you can see that we have all sorts of things stored here. There's cabbage, radishes, there are beets here. This is something that we just harvested from the high tunnel. As you can see, there was spinach in some of the pictures. That's spinach that was just harvested here in March or February. Okay, so here we are outside with all the greenhouses and high tunnels. And of course, right now it's winter time, so there's not as much to show you. But of course, the seasons change. We've been going to get sap to get maple syrup recently as the weather's been getting warmer, and that's been exciting. In the springtime, lots of seeding and planting. In summer, you know, you're planting and then also harvesting. And what we grow here goes into boxes that people get to take home to their families, or it goes to restaurants. So when you go out to a restaurant, you might be able to eat some of the veggies that are grown here. So we hope you enjoyed the little tour around the farm. And maybe one day you'll come and visit for an actual tour.